Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Anumeha and I work as an Ayurvedic wellness counselor and theta healing practitioner in the Bay Area. I have my office in Santa Clara. Today I want to share with everyone about how we can access the flow state. And my reason for doing this webinar is I have seen so many of us be in the hustle state. We are pushing ourselves to get things done, and that puts a lot of strain on the nervous system. And the next step after that is sometimes people will hurt themselves, or their nervous system is so fragile that it leads to health issues, or they become so wound up that they get triggered very quickly, and their relationship starts suffering. So I wanted to share that there is an easier way to live. And my own journey is that I did not know about the flow state till I studied with this Vedic monk. She's a former Vedic monk called Mother Maya. And she taught us Ayurveda from a spiritual angle. And one day she told to me that, Anu, you know what? Every minute, just choose what makes you happy. Even if you want to be in service to someone, do it because it's making you happy. And I tried that out and I noticed my day completely shifted. I used to have a whole to-do list, maybe 20 things I want to do. I make the list, but since morning, I would just ask myself, what do I feel like doing out of all these? Here, the main word is feel. When we align with our feelings, we are aligning with our heart. And that means that there is a connection with our soul because the heart is the seat of the soul. If we think of what we want to do next, we are operating from our head. And that's where we get into the hustle state because many times our heart is not in what our head is saying, right? So when we listen to our heart, we follow what we want to do next. And then we notice things get done without pushback. It's almost like you're driving, and when you're in hustle energy, all the signals will be red. And the more late you are, the more rushed you are, the more signals are red. Whereas when you go with the flow, you relax, you enjoy the drive, you will find that most signals are green. So having said that, I will now share my presentation. I request everyone to be muted for now. Hi, Nicole, nice to see you. And then you will have a chance to ask questions later. I will open up the floor. Okay. Okay, I just need to present. So just a little about me. I was born and brought up in India. I did my MBA and then I worked for till 2012. I worked in the corporate life. And then when I came to US in 2013, there was something within me that had shifted. That was the time I was having my spiritual awakening. And I did not feel like going back to corporate work anymore. There was a very intense desire to find purpose, meaning, and to help people in some way. I took almost 8 years to work on myself, to explore my strengths and my purpose. And then in 2021, I set up my practice. It's a holistic healing practice in Santa Clara. In my journey of 8 years, I went through a lot of struggle of my own with anger. I used to get so angry that I had to throw things on the floor to calm down. And I have two children, like you can see, they are much older now, 16 and 11. And I was very worried that I will be disconnected from them. So that pushed me. So I had two tracks going on. One was to find purpose, and the second track was simultaneously trying to understand why I get so angry and how can I find peace, sustainable peace. So this journey took me to Ayurveda. I studied with Dr. Apte. She's an Ayurvedic doctor. And then with Mother Maya, who's the former Vedic monk. With Mother Maya, I learned the spiritual angle of Ayurveda and also divine feminine, because she has also studied Tantra, which is the goddess medicine. And I learned a lot about how we can connect with the archetype of the goddesses. Then I learned to be a tarot reader to build my intuitive powers. That's my Guru Mahalakshmi. And I studied theta healing, which is energy healing, and that's Guru Vayana Steibel. And then in my work, slowly, because I'm so connected with the divine feminine energy, slowly I started seeing the presence of Goddess Saraswati, who is the goddess of speech, fine arts, and wisdom, and Guan Yin. And Guan Yin is the goddess of forgiveness and compassion. And I started interacting with these energies, and I recognized that we all have access to the divine feminine energy. And how wonderful would it be for the world to be more balanced with our masculine and feminine? So now what I do is I help people realize what is holding them back from prosperity, happiness, joy, health, and harmonious relationships. And it could be their childhood trauma, past life or ancestral trauma, and also obligations, energetic obligations. So once they start releasing these blocks, I find that the purpose finds my clients, and also their relationships improve. This is my office. And now I offer one-on-one counseling as well as retreats for women. And I do women's circles as well. And recently I got the award for one of the best mental health services in Santa Clara based on my Google reviews. So this is the work I have been doing. Okay, so today what is the goal? First, to understand what is hustle state and why we are in it. Why are we in hustle state? And then what is the flow state? How to access the flow state? And finally, how to get more support. I have a special offer for all of you who are here and who have signed up as well. So that I will share later. Hustle state. So here, if you, I'll just go through this and then we'll experience it a little. Basically, we are in the doing mode. All the decisions are made from the head. And there's a feeling of urgency in the body that things need to be done. And you feel like, oh my gosh, there's so much to be done. I will be sharing the slides, by the way, with all of you. You will get a copy. Okay? So there's that feeling of urgency. And because of that, it always feels like there's not enough time. And I find with my clients, most of them who are overworked have been brought up believing that they are valued for what they do, not for who they are. And that subconsciously puts extra pressure on them to be productive. It's easy for them to give and provide. It's very hard to receive. Some people even don't like to get compliments. The nervous system is revved up, so it's under a lot of pressure. And because of this, they get triggered very quickly. They react, and their relationships suffer. And mostly they have an accident, or they'll injure their foot. Something will happen to give them rest. So the only way they know how to rest is when they are hurt. And if they continue in the hustle state for too long, then the nervous system is so frazzled that it starts affecting the rest of the body, and now they are falling sick. Why are we in this state? So before I go there, I just wanted to invite you to experience this state. If you close your eyes and you feel that pressure of getting things done, you just think like, oh my gosh, I need to get this done. I need to get this done. So many things need to be done. Think of, get into that hustle state and notice how you feel in your body. Okay? Now stay there, and I'm going to change the brief. So the new brief is, imagine that you collect all the things that you need to do, all your fears, worries, everything in a basket. One by one, you're putting everything in a basket and hand that basket over to Mother Earth. And she's happy to hold it for you. And now notice what happens to your body. Notice everything, and when you've noticed enough, you can open your eyes. Yeah. I can take one share if anyone wants to share one thing they noticed that shifted.
I'd say that I feel more light, like the weight is not on me anymore, like giving it
Right?
out.
Exactly, exactly. And
I
that thought,
started breathe.
sorry?
I started breathing more easily,
Ah, right?
and I
Yeah,
became
it
calmer.
deepens.
Yeah.
It deepens. Very nice.
Mm.
Also, this is great. I noticed that when we are in hustle, you feel constricted. And when you are in the flow state and you give your worries, hand over your worries, you expand. There's a feeling of expansiveness. So imagine if you could just live from that flow state. And I will say it's not, even for me, I know about it. Many of you have also experienced it, right? You have gone, experienced sometimes the flow state and come out of it. So we do go in and out. Um, But today's talk is about how we can stay there as much as we can. Let's do this. The other thing I wanted to say is when we are lighter, like Denise, you said you felt lighter, what happens is we become more playful. How many of us are laughing and playing right now? Like we've become so serious. We have so many things to do. We become very serious and heavy. But when we get into the flow state, somewhere our laughter comes back. Okay. So why are we in the hustle state? I just want to welcome Lata and Jiva. Nice to see you. Glad so many of you have joined. Okay, so this is what I learned from the Vedic monk. What happens is, as women, we all, even men, have access to divine feminine energy. We all have both masculine and feminine, right? But women more so because we have the capability to give birth. We are creating life. So the seat of the divine feminine energy is in the womb. Naturally, we should be able to access the flow state through the divine feminine energy because that's what brings us the flow state naturally. So, why are we in hustle state? That is the question. Millennia ago, what happened is, like we all know, that patriarchy came into power. Now, many of us go into this rage and anger that what patriarchy has done to us and we become victims. But I want to invite you to not go there because many times we really don't know why they came into power and it's not serving us to lose more power by thinking we are victims. But objectively, because of patriarchy, women were suppressed. They had a lot of trauma. And unfortunately, we hold the trauma in our womb, which affected the connection with the divine feminine energy. So, to make it simple, I've shown it like this is the mother consciousness, and somewhere we got unplugged from it. So, we are now living because of the trauma, and the trauma keeps getting transferred from mother to child because it's in the womb, right? So, what happens? Because of this, we are leaning into masculine energy more. Masculine is living from the head thing. And then we have disconnected relationships with spouse and children because we need to work from our heart, right, to connect with people, but we are living mostly in our head. The society says it is virtuous to be busy. If you are busy, you must be productive and you're doing well. So everyone is very busy today. To add to this, so many women have menstrual issues and then they use these medications which might not be good for them to manage the issues, right? So it's perpetuating the problem. And the other sign of the trauma, the other after effect is that women are in competition with each other. There's more conflict instead of collaboration. And the advantage of stepping more into our divine feminine energy is we start collaborating with other women. And we can see in the world, the wars and conflict, it also kind of depicts how the masculine energy is more strong right now. So when we are able to access feminine and balance with it, we are serving the whole world. That's what we need. We need more compassion, more heart. So what is the flow energy? Flow state. When we are in the flow state, it's almost like we are plugged into the universe and we have this kind of a wave feeling. Because you're going in the flow, there are no sharp edges. There is a flowing of the river. Effortless focus, a strong intuition, you're listening to your heart. There's a deep presence. When you're doing something, you're present with it. There's a calmness. Your voice itself is calm because your nervous system is calm. You give grace to others and yourself. You have compassion. There's a playfulness because you're light, and there's well-being. The time is expanded. You get more done in less time. You get more green signals. You detach from results because when you're in the head and you want to be productive, you're too stuck on the result. But when you are in the flow state, somewhere you have surrendered. And then the result is not that important. Automatically, you can get results without even worrying about them. And your relationships improve as well as your health. In one example, I want to give you, once I had another talk and I was to make a presentation and my friend invited me for a yoga class. And I was like, no, I need to finish the presentation, finish the slides. And I started getting into the hustle mode. And suddenly I said, you know what? I've been working on this the whole day. Let me just take a break. I did the 1 hour yoga, which I call resting in a way, right? You're connecting with your body. And the beauty of resting and being connected to divine feminine energy is you can rest and receive. You can allow answers to come to you instead of going and trying to find them and grab them and putting so much effort in them. And I did the yoga and I came back and my presentation was done so quickly. And besides that, there was I was expecting an email from a client which hadn't come for 3 days. It had come already. So many things opened up just because I rested. So now the question is, so we understood what is hustle, why we are in hustle, what is flow. Now the question is how to switch to flow state. So in simple words, you are going to plug back into the divine feminine energy. This is also known as divine mother or mother consciousness. This is what helps us get that flow, compassion, grace, care, being heart-centered, all back in. So these are words by my guru. The Shakti. Shakti is the women's power, is once again awakening on earth in its most miraculous and undiluted form. This energy is more than the power to procreate or give birth to children. It endows us with the immutable force to nourish, nurture, and heal the good earth and all of nature by continually invoking creativity, wisdom, arts, love, and light. When we begin to walk as the goddess emissaries we are, we become co-creators with Mother. Isn't that beautiful? This is a really good time because the divine feminine power is rising and you can see it around you. You can see the girls who are born today, how boisterous they are. This is the time for the women too. So, how do we access this power? The three qualities of the divine feminine energy are receptivity, spaciousness, and leading from the heart. This is another quote. I need to move you guys out of my way so I can read it. Okay, wait. The feminine principle is spaciousness and receptivity. These are elemental heart qualities. When we are there, we don't have to play games, negotiate, control, or even make stronger boundaries. The feminine energy is naturally and effortlessly harmonizing, and it is equalizing, meaning we are not above or below anyone. When we forget that and move away from this, we are no longer in the heart. Within the heart, all necessary qualities will arise, but they will not be in the ego of control, but rather it will be in the greater self shining forth. Okay. So how do we create the receptive spaciousness and lead from our heart? How do we do that? So these are some of the tools. Self-awareness, grace, and intuition. Self-awareness is not just connecting with your body and listening to its signs and understanding what it needs. It can also be using Ayurveda to understand what elements are dominant in you and how you can balance with your food and lifestyle. Grace is giving grace to others and yourself, building your intuition. The other tools are connecting with the divine feminine energy. And that you can do through mantras, prayers, rituals. Yantras are these geometric patterns which carry energy of the divine feminine. Here I also notice that what colors you wear, like divine feminine colors are more pastel and flowery, even patterns, floral patterns. Also, I have noticed that there are some women who only wear pants, and pants are again very linear, right? It's very cut. But when you wear flowy clothes, you are inviting the flow of the divine feminine, whatever you wear. So that's also something to think about. Relax your nervous system, release hurts, anger, resentment. This is extremely important because the hurt, resentment, anger is what blocks the flow of energy within us. So this is extremely important because it makes the space for the divine feminine energy to flow. And it makes us receptive to what others are saying because we are not stuck in our own story and our own past. Once we resolve our past, we are more open and present with our family and friends. Connecting with and appreciating female species. This is extremely important. Like you can go for women's circles, meet up with friends. And when you meet up, like when I do my own women's circles, I always have time for them to complement each other. It's so important. Complementing each other, complementing yourself is a way to lean into your feminine energy. And also movement, just dancing. Dancing is a beautiful way to shift from head into your heart. So next is, here I just invite you to make a note for yourself. Where do you think you need to focus? And if you want, you can put it in the chat. I see. Okay, that's very nice, Nicole. Been working all of them. This is great. And this week you're focusing on releasing anger. That's very nice. And Anuradha says movement. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, let's see. Anupama says get more consistent with mantras, prayers, relaxing nervous system, and dancing. Yeah. And Denise says relax the nervous system and connect with other women. Yes, beautiful. Absolutely. And here we have to be very careful. If we do all of them, we say now we want to do all of them together, we are going back into hustle state. So you pick what speaks to your heart and you start with that, right? Okay. I am going to open up for some questions and then we will do a meditation. Okay, yes, thank you, Anupama. Yes, I know the theta healing sessions were very powerful. That's true. Yeah, that reminds me, like, I have a client today. She was carrying a lot of guilt and she got some answers during the work. And she told me now she has started writing a lot. She cannot stop writing because the guilt was so heavy, it was blocking her creativity. And now something has opened up for her that she just loves writing. So you never know how things open up when you release and let go. Okay. Any questions? I'll keep the slide up if anyone has questions from this slide.
I have a question. When you say, so if it would be very helpful if you could give us one tip
Mhm.
per point as to what
Okay.
we can practice,
Okay.
because grace is something that we are not naturally born with, in the sense that we forget to keep giving ourselves that grace. We are
Mm.
our biggest critic. So, so how, like self-awareness, you said Ayurveda, getting to know a bit more about, so knowing how what to eat as per our prakriti. So all that is great, and I've done a lot of that with
Mm.
your guidance. I just need some tips per point, like relax your nervous system. Now, what is it that I can put in? Like, I know having too many to-dos is not good, but I think these to-dos will help the other to-dos flow more naturally if we take
Yeah.
care of these to-dos.
Yeah. That's
So,
true.
what is that one thing we can put in our schedule on a daily basis? So, like divine feminine mantra. So, is it like Saraswati mantra, or any one easy mantra that you can give to us that
Ah,
we can chant
chant, huh?
daily?
Yeah, I have one mantra today, which we'll do later, which is very easy. And I was not sure if everyone will be open to chanting mantras. They are more spiritual. I wouldn't say they are religious, but if everyone is okay, I will share. Uh, Self-awareness and grace. In grace, it's a practice. Like as a mother, especially, I was very hard on myself. I wanted to be a good mother. I had to tell myself all the time, I did my best today, tomorrow I will do better. I use that very often. Okay? And divine feminine mantras, prayers, ritual, and yantras. Here, I always recommend you can start with setting up an altar in your house. When you set up the altar, it is just a simple clean table in a clean corner of your house. When you sit facing that table, it should be either north or northeast that you're facing. And you set up all the divine idols that you like, whoever speaks to you, whichever. Uh, and if you don't believe in gods or goddess and you want to keep a reminder of Mother Earth, you can bring flowers and leaves, whatever you want, or a shell. So create your altar first, and then every day find some time to connect with the feminine energy. You can use mantras or you can simply pray to her. That's also enough. I will share a mantra later. Okay? Relaxing your nervous system. I have one really good relaxation technique for the nervous system. I'm wondering if you guys want to experience it right now. You can actually. Do you think you guys can lie down? It needs to be done lying down. Can you guys lie down while listening to me? Yeah, perfect. So why don't you lie down? This is a nervous system relaxation practice I learned as a yoga teacher. It's very quick. And what I'll do is I'll ask you to slowly start tightening up your body with starting from your toes. And you're going to tighten different parts of your body and keep them tight like this. And after your whole body is tight, I will say, now release. And you're just going to let go and notice how you feel. Okay. So let's start. I'm guessing you all are lying down. Your hands are next to your body. Start by tightening your toes up, like scrunching up, like this, tightening them up, hold them there. Tighten your knees, tighten the thighs, tighten the buttocks. Exhale and tighten your belly. Hold it in. Inhale and fill up your chest. And then tighten your shoulders, your arms, make fists with your hands, tighten that up. And scrunch up your whole face and tighten it up. Your whole body is tight. Tighten, 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 and release. And enjoy. Notice how you're feeling. And when you're ready, you can come back on the screen so I know you're done. How was that? How was the experience? Good? Do you feel any difference?
I feel lighter, as in my body. I'd already tightened it because of a lot of hustle state in the last few weeks, a
Right.
week at least. And I just felt that every time I was tightening, I made it tighter, and I was also burping that time when I was tightening. And so there was a lot of some gas, trapped gas that also came out through burps. And then when I relaxed, it was as if my body, which was constantly in the hustle state, it somewhere just relaxed. It just like let go.
Yeah.
It snapped out of that state.
Yeah. So this is very simple. You can do it on your own. Just remember that when you're tightening your whole body, you exhale and you tighten the belly, but you need air, so you inhale into the chest. That's how you can manage, right? And that's it. So you just tighten your whole body and you release. That's a basic concept. Okay. Then coming to release hurts, anger, resentment, and guilt. Journaling is very good for this. But I find with theta healing, we are able to go deep into the cells and release from the cellular level. And theta healing releases trauma not just from you, but 7 generations back and 7 generations forward. So it's a very deep clearing that you do. I find it to have amazing results. So I feel it's a very big investment in your health because today so many people have health issues because of emotions trapped in the cellular body. So this is my recommendation. So you can journal or go to a theta healer. Connect with and appreciate females. This is easy. You can do women's circles. You can meet with friends, have fun. And movement is just dancing. Like just put one song that you love and you dance on that. You have come into your heart energy. The more we talk, the more we are in our head. Keep quiet and dance. You'll come back into your heart. Okay. So next I was going to, so I've already shared about all this. Hustle, flow, how to access it. Are there any other questions? Excuse me. Maybe if you have later, you can ask. Now, my question to you is, I do have one mantra chanting meditation where we chant to this goddess. I'll show you. So what I was going to do is I was going to have you write down where you're pushing yourself. So you need a paper and pen. So everyone, please bring a paper and pen. And I want to know, is everyone okay with chanting to this goddess? Once you've answered this question, where are you pushing yourself right now? I hope you all have answered that question. Next is, this is the goddess we were going to chant to. She's goddess Saraswati. She's an archetype which stands for wisdom, all the fine arts of music, art, and also deep learning, and also speech. Like so many times when a person is eloquent, someone can, like in India, they say the goddess is sitting on that person's tongue. So is everyone okay with chanting? Does anyone have an issue? I want to respect everyone. If you're fine, then I'll go ahead. Okay. So this is a very simple mantra. Om Aim Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Aim Saraswatyai Namaha. I'll keep this on. And then I'm going to take you into a meditation. So you need to by heart this though, because your eyes are going to be closed. Om Aim Saraswatyai Namaha. And what I can do is to make it easy, I will chant and then you chant after me, then it will be easy. Okay? So close your eyes, sit straight. If you can, keep your feet on the floor. Okay? Take a deep inhale through your nose. Your back is straight. Release through your mouth with a sigh. Again. And again. Okay. Now bring your attention to the space between your eyebrows, your third eye. You're breathing normally. And imagine this goddess is seated there in the form of a white flame. There's a white flame on your third eye. Welcome the goddess there. Thank her for her presence. And start feeling her calming energy all around you. She's an extremely gentle goddess, very kind, full of grace, and creative, intuitive. Feel that energy. She usually wears white, so that energy around you. Now, keeping your attention on the white flame, chant after me. Om Aim Saraswatyai Namaha. 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 And just keep breathing, and every breath you take, imagine that the life force is going all the way up to your third eye and energizing the white flame. Every inhale is energizing the flame. See the flame becoming brighter and brighter as you inhale. Now, connect with that white flame, connect with the goddess and ask her advice for what you are right now struggling with or pushing on, right? Ask the goddess for advice and then just start writing what comes to you. Restart the recording and share screen. Okay. So I'm very excited to share with you. I'm having a retreat coming up. This is in end of March, 26th evening to 29th afternoon. It's called Inner Flowering and is for spiritual women, coaches, doctors, healers, and therapists. The goal of this retreat is to immerse ourselves in the divine feminine energy. We will be doing rituals, chanting, singing, dancing. What are all the other things? I'm also doing a whole session on self-awareness through the lens of Ayurveda. I'm going back to that. I also will bring my tarot cards, so we will do that. We'll connect with each other, all women. So basically all these tools we are going to practice in the retreat. We are going to immerse ourselves in this divine feminine energy. And I am collaborating with a friend of mine who specializes in yoga to relax the nervous system. So she will be having her sessions as well. And she's a somatic healer. We both are going to work together to help you immerse yourself in this energy. That is one. Second, create your own goddess ritual, which you will carry forward when you go home. Because our intention for you is that you can live in the flow state, right? So, this
Sorry,
retreat,
but do you need to record this part?
yeah,
Recording is
I started
okay.
recording. Thank you. Yeah, because a lot of people have signed up, but they'll be getting the recording. So for them to know. So if anyone wants to know more about the retreat, I'm offering a special discount as well. I have few spots left. And you just need to book a clarity call with me and we can discuss if it's a good fit for you. I will put the link in the chat soon. Right now I can't access the link. So this is my retreat and then I also do one-on-one work. So I have a special discount for you guys on the retreat as well as the assessment session that I do. If you book within the next 1 week, I accept most HSA, FSA cards and my assessment session is $250, but I'm offering a special price for all of you who signed up for this webinar. And I'll be putting the link right now in the chat. Let me find the link.
How I wish I could come for the retreat, but it's too far from India. You need to organize one in India whenever
Yeah,
you visit India
so
next.
I think I'll have to do that next time.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so this is the link. If you sign up next week to do this call with me, the 15-minute call, basically I'll understand where you are right now, what are your goals, and how I can help you. And if the retreat is a good fit for you, we can talk about that. Or if you want to try the one-on-one, we can discuss that. Or if I feel I cannot help you, I can recommend someone else to you. This is always a great idea. I have some doctors now sending their clients to me because when the clients are not getting better with medication, the doctors are realizing that it is emotional uh, baggage, and then that's why they send to me. So I'm working with doctors themselves also because they know more than anyone else how medicine is not enough. So that's what's going on right now. And I would be very happy to talk to you guys one-on-one. Whether you work with me or not, there's no pressure at all. Any questions or you can share what you're taking away from today. And now I will stop the recording.